Now, good morning, students, and today we are going to discuss about the reproduction in organism, chapter 1, and this is going to be the part 3rd of it. And myself, Hare Krishna Bhagwat, your biology educator. Now, in this part, we are going to discuss about the asexual mode of reproduction, and here the modes of asexual reproduction in plants that we had started in previous part, and in this part we will discuss about the sporulation and vegetative propagation as well, and then we have checkpoints. So let's begin the topic, rememberizing the asexual mode of reproduction. As you know, it is the mode of reproduction in which only one parent or individual is able to produce a large number of progenies. It is most common among unicellular organisms, especially those belongs to kingdom Monera and Protista, and it is also seen among some of the lower grade organisms in which only cellular grade of organization is present, like sponges, as you know. Now, in the previous lesson, in the part 2, we had started the modes of asexual reproduction in plants, in which we had studied about the fission, fragmentation, and now in this part we will discuss about the sporulation and vegetative propagation, and by the next part we will discuss about the micropropagation or tissue culture in detail. So let's begin the today's topic, sporulation. Sporulation is the most common mode of reproduction among algae and fungi, and in some lower bryophytes and pteridophytes also. This is most commonly seen among the lower plants. Lower plants means algae and bryophytes and pteridophytes. You know, these are the cryptogams, in which, that is non-flowering plants, in which there is no well-defined sexual organ is present for sexual reproduction, and it is also seen among fungi also. And previously the fungi was get considered in the four kingdom of classification when the Copland in 1956, when he proposed, he placed the fungi along with the algae in Thelophyta, but he was the R.H. Whitaker, as you know, in 1969, he separated the fungi from rest of the kingdoms and made a new kingdom, that is kingdom fungi, in which he placed all multicellular eukaryotic saprophytes or autotrophs. As you know, heterotrophs, not they are never be a autotrophs. Now, so here we have to discuss about we are discussing about the plants. So here we will discuss about the sporulation among algae. So among algae, it is a following three types, that is spongiospores, zoospores, and conidiospores or conidia. Let's understood these separately. Now, spongiospores. Here the fruiting body is called sporangia. Look, a very fruiting body is there, a fruiting body which is oval or club-like structure is get formed onto the surface of the plant, and it is usually oval in structure, in which a large number of spores are present, and when these burst, they releases these spores into the environment. So this particular organ through which the spores are formed is called the sporangia over here, and it is a club-like structure which under favorable condition bursts to release spores. The spores are a small oval microscopic structure and are non-motile, and their dispersal occurs due to air. Like the few example of maxophysi. Maxophysi means blue-green algae, and these shows this type of spore formation. Now the next is zoospore. Zoospore means zoo means animal, and then spores means spores. So does it mean that it is the spores of animals? Not exactly. Why it is called zoospores? Because zoospores have flagella to walk, means to move from one place to another. They have locomotory organ. Now, here in this case, through a special fruiting body is called zoosporangia, the zoospores are formed. Zoospores are microscopic, oval, motile structure with one, two, or more flagella through which it moves from one place to another. For example, as in case of Udugonium, as you know. Udugonium is a well-known algae. Now, the next is conidiospore. Now, here the structure of zoospore, zoosporangia and sporangia, conidiosporangia, is quite different. Here in this case, it is just like here the fruiting body is called conidiospore, as you know. Now, the conidia or conidiospores are released by pinching off process from the tip of the conidiospore, as in case of penicillium. As you got remembered that how the dough of roti is taken, and through which by the pinching off process we take some amount of um, wheat and wheat flour to make roti. So likewise, through the process of pinching off, this conidia formation takes place. Now, next is very important, as you are quite aware with the vegetative part of the plant, as we had studied about the plant and their morphology in chapter number 5, class 11. So you are quite aware with what are the vegetative parts of a plant, and here the propagation or generation of new plants takes place with the help of vegetative parts of the plant. So the vegetative propagation is the development of new plant from the vegetative parts of the parental plants like root, stem, leaves, and their modification. And we had quite remembering those morphology and their modification of flowering plants in chapter number 5 in class 11, as I had written over here, and you may quite aware about it. Now, some example of this, like through roots as in case of sweet potato, when sweet potato can be get generated through the small sweet potatoes from the a big one, and through stem as in case of runner like sanadon, that is elephant grass. Now the suckers like mint, the tuber as in case of potato, you know that potato has eye spots, and when these eye are cut off from, and when these potato are get cut into several pieces, and when each piece is get snowed in the soil, they forms a new plant. Now the rhizome as in case of ginger, the bulbs as in case of onion, and these are done either by cutting, grafting, and layering. Various methods are used. That is, this is a man-made method through which it is get done. Now, let's come to the last point of this lesson. Checkpoints related with it. So the enlist the major advantages and disadvantages of the vegetative propagation. It is very important that what are the advantages of the vegetative propagation and what are the disadvantages of it, and explain the process of sporulation. So this is also very important. Now, thank you for listening carefully, and be there, and I will continue the topic to the next part also. Till then, thank you.